recantation is a really long lettered way to say, I'm changing my story. And when you have something that's in the criminal court system, everyone that is in that system that's not a prosecutor is looking for any little hole in someone's story. Because any little hole, any little inconsistency means that person is not credible. If that person is not credible, then nothing bad happened, and the person should be not convicted of anything, or charges should be dismissed. Now, if you think about something that is traumatic to you, and it could be whatever you want, but I'm just going to take a car accident. You immediately have your car accident and you have a whole bunch of adrenaline surging, right? You're either before it going to whatever power that you agree with is like, please don't let this happen. Then you hear the noise. Then you may be injured. Then you may be there might be other people in the car. You've got another car that you're thinking about. And so you have all these things that happen to you at once. And then you maybe the first thing you're going to do is call 911 because it's bad enough that you need to have police come. And they're going to ask you very specific questions. Who's hurt? What's going on? Where are you? They don't want you to give them a long, drawn-out, half-hour explanation of how, because they're just saying, we got to get somebody there. So you've given one story, right? Then, in my life, my next person that I would call would be my husband. He's going to ask me a totally different set of questions. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you sure? Should I come and get you? Where were you located? Is this the intersection by our house that's got that crazy tree, right? So he's going to ask me a totally different set of questions. Then the police are going to come. They're going to ask me a totally different set of questions. Then I'm going to talk to probably somebody from my insurance. They're going to ask me a different set of questions. And then I have 4 children, 3 of whom are married. They're all going to ask me different sets of questions. If somebody were to take all those different sets of questions, they're going to find that I maybe had some inconsistencies, or maybe something that I told the police I didn't tell my kids, or something I said to dispatch I didn't tell my insurance agent. In a car crash situation, I have nobody sitting there waiting going, I am pouncing on the one inconsistency because that inconsistency means nothing happened. So in the domestic violence state, we've got the dispatcher, we have the police, and then you from the outside may think, oh, that's all that happens. Nope. Then we probably have child protection. Then we might have a landlord. Then we might have a social worker. We might have medical. We might have a probation officer. And by the way, we have the defendant calling us too. So during that whole time, the victim is like, I'm trying to answer everybody's questions consistently, and eventually what could happen from the pressure from the defendant or just wanting to completely disengage with the system that happened. Now I want to say, hey, remember when I said I had that car crash? Actually, I didn't have a car crash at all. I was imagining that I had a car crash, or I hadn't taken my meds and I thought I had a car crash, or actually it was somebody else that I knew that had a car crash and I was just taking the blame for the car crash, because you're going to do anything at that point to relieve the pressure of everything that you're getting. And so then you're going to possibly recant. This happens so often that there was an article, it's an article where they did a study and they took a jail and they listened to all the jail phone calls of, I think it was 90 inmates that were being in jail for criminal violence, for domestic violence. And they listened to all the phone calls that they sent and made to their abusers, or to their victims, because you still can contact your victim from jail. And they came up. It was so, they just like had a script that everybody said. Immediately you get the love bomb. Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. I love you. I love the kids. I love our life. I love blah, 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 blah. And through the course, they got to the point of, okay, we've worked out a plan. You got to fix this. You got to get these people out of our life. You got to make this all go away. And here's how you do it. And it was so amazing to listen to. And Catherine and I, And Melissa and I have the ability to listen. Probation has the ability to listen to jail phone calls because she'll come to me and say, hey, I'm the victim's advocate. The victim wants this case dismissed. And I'm like, ooh, hey, I represent the state. I don't quite care. I mean, I care, but I don't really care. And what will come down to it, sometimes I've even, with you guys or with Melissa, I'll have to say, you know, I'm doing this because when and if this person kills you, I don't want my name to be in the newspaper that says that this case was dismissed or this person was released from jail when Wendy Murphy was in court saying blah, 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 blah. I don't want to have anything, I mean, even if the victim doesn't want it, I don't want to have my name associated that I did not do my job to the absolute fullest that I could do.
And society minimizes, and the victims minimize. And so it is so easy to fall into that trap of, well, maybe it wasn't that big of a deal, or I was just flooded at the time, and so the emotions got the best of me, it's not going to happen again. And so all of a sudden we're minimizing from literally every angle. And so that oftentimes comes out too. But then you can listen to the 911 tape and recognize, like, no, there was no minimization, or there was clearly something terrifying.
I think it's really important when you say minimizing in society as well, because it's really hard to argue against if you can say as a prosecutor, I've seen the pictures, there's bruises, there's blood, there's scratches on the neck, or this happened where somebody else miraculously was there, and you can support that or corroborate that victim's statement. But what is harder is when there's something like what we will call a protective order. So you guys have probably heard things like order for protection, harassment restraining order, or domestic abuse no contact order. That's when a judge has looked at a series of facts and said, these are so dangerous. I, as the judge, am ordering person A to have no contact with person B. Like, you can't go within a half a mile of their house. Social media, you can't ask somebody to talk to them for you. I mean, these are really big things, and if you violate it, we're going to yank you into jail and we can arrest you. And it's a new criminal offense. So this is like the highest thing that we can do with immediately getting a perpetrator off the street. From a victim's point of view, you're like, okay, I have this piece of paper. This is a court order. They can be arrested. Hopefully this is going to keep me safe. You already took the courageous step to go and do this and kind of air this laundry in a public forum. And then say the person starts contacting you. Oh, baby, I love you. You know, please pick up. I can make this better. These are maybe texts that are coming. And that's a violation. So this person gets arrested. I charge them with a new offense.